Elizabeth's experience wasn't an isolated experience. Sexual assault and harassment takes place across many of the New South Wales major campuses. Sexual assault and harassment is not a new problem. It has been happening for years and has only more recently received attention. We speak to Blythe Worthy, a survivor from the University of Sydney, about her experience.
In 2011, I was in the library at Fisher and I was Skyping with a friend of mine who was overseas, and an older man, he looked like he was maybe mid-60s to mid-70s, sat opposite me, and I couldn't really see him that well, but I could sort of see that he was giving me fairly furtive looks. And there was an older student, a girl, who was sitting sort of adjacent to him, and she must have been able to see what was happening, and she got up and went over to him and said something, and then he very quickly got up and left, and she came over to me and asked me if I was okay, and I was so oblivious I had no idea what was going on. She and I went and reported it to the librarians who were on duty, and almost like nothing was done. There was no checking to see whether he was still in the building. There was, no one looking at the cameras. They didn't take down a description. There was no forms to fill out. There was no call to security. There was nothing. In 2014, there was a case where, a student was sexually harassing someone who lived with him at college, and the university refused to release his name, any of the details of what he was studying, where he was studying. So the survivor of this sexual harassment that he'd perpetrated couldn't even arrange to get classes that weren't in the same room as him. It was really sad.
If you ask most people where and when they believe a sexual assault might take place, most would say a dark lane or a quiet park late at night. But in the case of Elizabeth Hanley, her sexual assault took place on this busy footbridge at UTS in the middle of the day.
Currently, the same number that you would call to report a rape is the number that you would call to change a unit of study. There's no 24-hour support, there's no specialised care for students. If you report to the university something that happens to you, you will get sent to CAPS, which is our free psychology service. CAPS will listen to you, and then after however long of you being incredibly distressed or whatever with what has happened to you, they'll then send you to the Prince Alfred Hospital, which is just behind campus. You only have to look at our marketing campaigns from this year to see people in ball pits, you see people running around with balloons, you see people jumping on trampolines. It just breeds this infantilization of students and boys will be boys attitude, and it's just that kind of disgusting schoolyard politics that weirdly is being brought into a place where potentially students should be coming to grow up here. They shouldn't be coming here to remain children.